According to WHO, in 2019, more than 180,000 deaths were linked to drug abuse issues. You're welcome to Room 66. My name is Taiwo and
My name is Taiwo and Kenny. My friends call me Top Boy. So I like to define what drugs is. Drugs are anything that are ingested to cause a physiological effect or change in the body.
All right. Today we'll be talking about drug abuse once again. And before we dive right into it, make sure you click subscribe. Yeah, so we have two gentlemen here today in the room to discuss with us, drug abuse amongst us youths in Nigeria, Africa, and the world as a whole. So I'd like you guys to introduce yourself, starting from my left here.
Okay, Oluwabiggy, or known as Tolu Oloja, the president of all Oloja on Lautech campus.
President. The president of all Oloja.
So representing both the interest of the Olojas and
non-Oloja.
Oloja, president
is your president. So, are you also an Oloja?
Well,
you can't even.
I have to familiarize with the Olojas.
To be their president.
Yeah, of course.
Right. All right.
So in one way, I'm an Oloja.
Okay. You will still explain that.
Oloja president.
All right. So let's have your introduction, sir.
I'm Oluwabiggy and my people call me Oluwabiggy.
Oluwabiggy,
now, aka NFS.
NFS.
What's my God? Oluwabiggy.
You already know, you know Biggie now.
Actually, you know sorry Biggie. You make I introduce Biggie to you.
Okay, so let's get into the discussion. Let us start from this. Over time, when I look at people and they do some things because of some things that is drug related, I always wonder why in this our current generation, why is drugs so much?
Why is it important?
What makes it?
What increase the relevance among youths?
Okay. I would like us to be empathetic about drug users, because if we want to help them, then we need to show a kind of empathy towards them. Okay. Not be everybody be saints.
Sure.
One way or the other, we all indulge in one thing or the other, and indulgence is a useful characteristic. So as long as you are a youth, there's one thing or the other that you are indulging in. So it would now be positive or negative. Okay. Now, in the instance of drug now, it is just a response to what they found are available to them. So many people are indulging in social media applications and so on and so forth. That is what they have access to, or probably what they got in touch with first. But not everyone has that privilege growing up. So some are privileged to grow up on the streets. They were exposed to substance and something like that.
At a very tender
age. So they got used to that, and they got used to that indulgence, and that has been their helpless state ever since. So I would say people that are indulging are just a response to their environment of youthfulness characterizes being active all the time. You have to do something. You have to indulge in something. Yes, you have to indulge in something.
A certain form of restlessness.
Yes. So now, whether this is where you are exerting that restlessness or not is not the problem. So unfortunately, that is what they find available to them, and that's the explanation I can give to most youths indulging in substances.
What do you think?
Well, let me ask you this way, because that why you think say boys was street they do drugs?
I'm going to back up what you said. Okay. And the street language also says something like Oloja everybody. Or not everybody come back Georgia. We have to sure you understand. What I'm trying to point out is everyone do some things in one way or the other. Like
your own cupboard.
Yeah, in one way or the other. So it's now depend on the peer group, as in the environment. Yeah. You understand?
You find yourself.
Yes. So that's my own. In one way or the other, people are doing shit.
And it depends on your environment.
Yes, and depends on the environment. What they are really doing in the environment. Some people now they do marijuana, some they won't, some is no.
Yeah,
so
different kind of stuff.
The peer group tell, and the environment is going to speak as well to me.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So drug abuse, abusing drugs. Because recently we even saw that a so-called, I don't want to mention names, celebrity died due to complications arising from abusing substances. And also, we've seen medical doctors, medical practitioners come on social media to tell us that the hospitals are filled with youths who abuse drugs and all of that. This prevalence, why do you think people are having more access? So is it that youths are now more buoyant financially, that they have enough money to buy this thing? Because I know that they come at a cost.
Or is it moral decadence, or there's more access to it, or the restrictions on using that has increased? I want you to like share the light on that.
Well, one Yoruba adage just skipped my mind now, but I will explain it in our term here. There's no way you can hide the cravings of a man from him, no matter how, as far as that is what he desires, you will go at any length to find it. Okay, so recently I saw someone saying, okay, the way boys was the way the amount of money I've been consuming on data has proven to me how boys also money for substances. I don't know if I put that way, but I saw that recently. Yes, because data now, most of us find it as something that we cannot do without.
This
So
now
now
data is life.
data is life. So now, exactly. So now that is the same drive towards substance abusers too, that they will go at any length to get whatever it is to satisfy that craving. If it's to make money to get it, if it's to go out of their illegal means. We are not justifying this. We are just trying to point out how and why there's that on the increase right now. So that is the reason, because that is the craving. Don't forget, we started from youthfulness as characterized by always wanting to be active. So they want to do something. So that desire to do something has to be satisfied. So now,
and there's no stumbling block.
And just like you said, and there is no stumbling block that can obstruct that. Just like you said too, we are a product of our environment. So now, whatever anybody is indulging now is what they were exposed to in the environment while growing up. So that now, until their orientation is changed about that particular thing, until their restlessness is being channeled to something else, they will always continue to satisfy that cravings.
Okay. So Biggie, I also want you to talk about it. Like, why do you think youths now find it easy, or they now have more access to substances? Is it because they now have more money, or that these substances are even always showing in
Or
their
are the
faces
substances getting cheaper?
Or what exactly is the cause? Is the reason?
No, as you said earlier, the definition of drug. No, this thing is something that the problem is that you should not just deal with it at all. Don't start it, of course.
Just don't start.
Just don't start it. It's just like a virgin girl. The moment she is virgin, and that moment she's going to know the importance of sex. And I don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
So she'll keep wanting more. You understand? So that's the other side of definition of drug to me. So when you are going to keep doing it, you just have to find a means, one means or the other. You want to stay the money, you want to work for the money, you keep using your money for that thing keeping you. Maybe you're deriving happiness from it. I don't know. You just keep doing it in one way or the other. So that's drugs.
So moving on, I would like to ask you a question, which is centered around the entertainment industry. People that like to tag themselves as creatives, maybe artists or dancers, producers, all these kind of people that sphere of life I'm talking about. Do you feel what most of them say, that without substance usage you cannot get the best of them? Do you feel it's a right statement?
Well, that question is a very, very controversial question, because we live in an entertainment world, and saying things that really don't go down well with our feels. You understand? But I feel like you depending on a substance to showcase your own self. It's not you showcasing yourself, you are showcasing a substance. So that's not you being original. the substance, of course, will have an alteration on your. It's because it's drug and it alters our system. So one way or the other, it's whether
Improve your
complementing or doing
abilities.
something. Yes,
That
those
complements
drugs,
it or
those
reduces
drugs
your ability.
are in right dosage are not illegal. They are not in most of the medicines, the medications we use prescribed by doctors. We have little content of these substances. In fact, these substances that youth abuse are things that are prescribed in little dosages for a particular effect on the body. So those things they have their effects truly on the system. But depending on them to perform or do any particular thing simply means that's not being original to me. It's to me it feels like you are not being yourself, you are just acting up a drug.
You're
That's
hiding,
the logical explanation of
behind
it.
the drug.
Yes, you are acting. So without that drug, there's no you. You are not existing without that drug. And yes, we have creatives that I suppose that without substances, they are performing well. So what do we say of those? As long as there are people like that,
But
they're
people are
definitely-
different.
Of course, people are different, but just like I explained, I would like to think that people who depend on anything for a particular performance are not being original. Yes, that's my
So
explanation.
you make I ask you. You see, maybe make you talk to artists now. We won't go show, we won't perform. We dey tell the manager say, "Oga, before I go climb that stage, I gotta do something." We say anytime we won't perform, you guys do something before you go stage, before you go get better performance. Shey if you say na the right way to do things with that, shey if you no take that thing, shey you no fit perform or you no fit do.
Like, I said something earlier, like, Oloja everybody.
Right.
And although everybody in Georgia, just in a different way. I have this belief that all these artists, all of them, in one way or the other, they are being indulged in one act, one
Because
way
they are
or
humans
another.
like
Which makes
us.
them humans like
Yeah,
us. They're just
sure you
they're normal
understand.
people like us.
So you understand.
Yeah.
So it not depend on what they do. And it's not, and as they said, it's not all of them. There are some people, you just want to use to build yourself.
Right.
You can be your normal self and you can still act okay.
And
But
perform well.
drug will always bring something extraordinary from you that you don't even believe.
Like,
No, I'm not encouraging anybody.
Okay.
Like,
But I want to ask you something.
yeah.
I'm a creative person. I write. And I've had people tell me that, let me put it this way, I've had people that tell me that if they smoke marijuana, it helps their inspiration. Like the sort of inspiration that they get when they smoke.
Because that's saying that once you smoke,
Once
you
you
get
smoke,
inspired.
you get inspired, like you get to another level. Like it takes you from a normal level that you are in, and then it takes you to like something like
It
alters your thinking. And then you just pick up the pen for writers or anything, just start, and then it's just going to go smoothly like that, just because you smoke. But funny enough, I'm going to get it. Funny enough, I don't do it, but then I still do creative work. Although I have my own rituals, like you said, Oloja, I have my own things that I do.
Right.
Of course, no drugs, but I have my own things that puts me in that creative mode. So what I want to ask now is that, do you think it's true that once you smoke, your level of inspiration go move up,
Make I come analyze am to you finish.
Okay.
Now why I thought say ọ̀nà téèyàn gbà jọjà ló yàtọ̀ síra wọn. It might not be smoke.
Right.
You understand? It might not be smoke, it might be something else. You just said drug. Not only marijuana is drug.
Yeah, sure.
Moreover, to some extent, marijuana is not drug.
But it's a banned substance in Nigeria.
Yeah. But to some extent, you can say it's not even drug.
It's normal. It's a
Substance.
normal plant.
Yeah,
Substance.
sure you understand. To
Let's
me as a
categorize
farmer,
that under substance.
I'm just going to say it's a plant. Maybe I can say it's an unwanted plant because people call it weed. You understand?
So to the general public, it's unwanted.
Yeah, it's unwanted. No, to we farmer, it's unwanted plant. To us, I don't know. To other people, I don't know.
But what can be unwanted to you can be wanted by another person.
That's what I say. That's ọ̀nà tó lúkálùkù ń gbà ṣe ló
Don't say
yàtọ̀.
something.
Yeah, really, yes.
Okay.
Actually, we have different kinds of motivation. It could be intrinsic. Probably the one you're trying to explain is kind of self-motivation.
Okay.
But okay, just like I said, I introduced myself as president of Taiwo and Oloja.
Yeah.
I have been there. So
Okay.
whatever I'm saying, I'm talking from experience.
Yeah.
Now, I realized that me doing stuff, in fact, me without stuff, okay, as a unionist, in times I've displayed or do any kind of thing that unionism requires, is out of not taking drug. In fact, I'll be a dull person if I first indulge in substance before I go out. I'll be a very dull person. You will see me, I won't be active enough. But me without it gives I have the best productivity.
Like the best
Yes,
thing.
without it. Now, what I'll just say, the explanation I can give to that, to people that depend on that and they think that it works for them, is just because they are used to it. Don't forget, we started with these were the things that they were exposed to while growing up. So they got used to it and they believe that okay, whatever they were able to do in the long run is dependent on that thing. That's
There's
just
also
their
the
belief.
factor of peer pressure.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
So it's just go back to what we said earlier, that we are all product of our environment, and the body is very adaptive. Once you are used to something, you will believe that that thing is the thing that is working for you. So now, until there's a replacement, until you dissociate them from that particular thing, and that thing they depend on that substance for, and they are still able to achieve it without the drug. Not until then before you can convince them that it's not the drug that helped them to do that stuff. But until
their
then,
own personal
that's just it. I believe it is they themselves, with or without the drugs, they can do all the things they depended on.
It's just their belief.
It's just their belief because they grew up depending on the drug. Okay, that's just it.
I quickly want to talk about peer pressure and drugs. As youths, when we are out, we're achieving, and then everybody's smoking, or people are like using substance.
Yeah.
Let me just put it that way. I don't want to cage it into
Just
one particular
smoking,
aspect. Somebody will just pass something to you, and you feel like, as a young person or as a youth, you might not want to offend the person. It might be somebody you are looking up to. It might be
Or you might not even want to lose face.
You might not even want to lose face in front of people.
Like,
and then you feel dejected, like you feel rejected, like if I don't do what they are doing, it's going to make me feel like
you might not even have a sense of belonging.
You understand? I'm going to lose my relevance.
Yeah.
That's on one point. And then on the entertainment part too, connecting it to peer pressure, there's hardly a music video that you don't see people using or overusing these substances without them now showing the effect that will later have on these people. Now let's go to social media as well. You go on Instagram, people are on their live, they are using various substances. In fact, some of them even people post up pictures of people suffering from a disorder, a particular disorder I don't want to mention, and everybody knows that it's from the overuse of substances.
The abuse.
Instead of us to now feel bad,
everybody laughs.
we laugh.
We're like,
everybody
would die.
We turn it to entertainment. And stuff. So how can we dissociate peer pressure from substance abuse, such that people who are already in this, they do not bring in more people, and people who are not into it, they try as much as possible to manage their relationships with their friends, and also
now
not indulge in those stuff.
Yeah, youth, we are just used to just justifying our indulgences. There are things that we don't give them about what friends is saying about as regards our life. Talk of career, talk of how to make money. You say, I don't care what anybody's saying about my life. It's my life, so I don't listen to people. But when it comes to this instance, we are dependent on what they are saying about whether we belong or not. Why? So I think that's just a personal thing. If you choose to listen to people in that aspect, it's your help, and you have to take the consequences of it. Because at the long run, in those videos, we are mocking those individuals. Now, even those friends that they don't want them to speak ill of them are the ones that will make video of them. Or if peradventure they die, they will die alone. Nobody's dying with them. It's their own body. So now, why don't we look at these consequences and understand that whatever happens, we'll bear the consequences alone? Because that is life, regardless of the pressure and everything. More so, we need a kind of caution from the government too. I don't know. They are not looking into these things. The three effective ways how people learn is what they read, what they view, and the things they listen to. Now, which means, in fact, the visual is the strongest.
Yes.
Which means the things that they watch are has the strongest hold on them.
Yes.
But the government is not kind of, although if they try, we are still the same ones that will come and say they are trying to infringe on our right again.
Yes.
But these are where they should look into. They should try and coordinate the things that we watch. Although they said at a particular age you are free to view whatever you want to view.
But they can rather do a form of sensitization.
Yes,
Instead of
course. So until then,
or
it is left
restriction.
to a personal self to say, okay, this thing I chose not to do it, regardless of what you think about me not doing it, and I'm not doing it.
Right.
So if you can take that stand on some things like your career and some stuff, you should be able to take it on your health as well. And health is, to me, is most important.
Yes.
Because
Health is
without
wealth.
that's it.
That's
So
Yeah, so Biggie, I also want you to talk about we go chill, they come pass am to me. Instead make I say maybe I not dey comfortable with am. Because I don't make they look me say this one about you understand? Now take it. I'm very sure a lot of people who abuse substances started from that little instance that somebody just passed something to you, you took it, and you felt like, oh, this is nice, and then you continue. So what do you think about peer pressure and substance abuse?
There's something they call nature. You understand? Truly, I've been there before too. Like I still they did there small. Sometimes. So you understand?
Normal, sure.
Sometimes, but nature, nature call. See this life. Some things happen when you see things happen to some people, you have to learn from it.
Yes.
You understand? It's either you learn in a positive way or you learn in a other way, in a negative way. There's only two sides in this life, the plus and the negative. You understand? So you have to learn from it happened to a friend of yours. They do the snap, they put it on Instagram. Everyone started laughing at and you understand. So you should learn from that, you should fall to the same trap. This life, you have to follow this protocol. You have to be with, just don't jump to something.
What you don't
You can't just do it like that. No, you can't just do it like that. People doing it, they know the gauge, their limit. You understand? You don't know. You're just jumping into it. You're going to jump out. It's going to.
Like let me borrow a slang from the street.
Okay.
No smoke within, no.
You
understand?
You go just be like, you just be like pull up tempo new. You supposed be like pull up ubo. You don't go pull up go tempo new. So that's what you do. So
I think I'm learning.
Yeah, sure.
I think you guys are learning as well.
The advice is just, don't jump into what you don't know. You just calm.
Look before you leap.
You understand? And when I was staying in streets, then if I don't mow shit myself, I won't take it. If I want to take shit, it's going to be my own shit. I'm going to mow my shit myself. I do the mowing myself.
I think that's one of the street rules.
Yes, it's one of the rules. You just take it.
Take anything.
And you don't know the limits. You're going to fall. You're coming down.
Coming down. So, guys, I want to ask about this very sensitive thing that I think most people used to hear about the experience, which is this thing, depression. So now I want to ask about the connection between depression and drug abuse. How does it correlate? Like what's
the connection?
Yes, what are the things that connect them? Let's start from the Oloja president.
Thank you very much. We all know that this indulgence cannot cure whatever problem anybody is facing, because most guys, just because they are idle or they don't have something to do, is why they do some of these stuff, or probably some don't really haven't figured out life yet, and they're just struggling. So they just want to engage in something and want to just like usefulness and things. So, but at the long run, this this craving is not satisfied by the indulgence.
Okay.
So when they discover that they are already addicted,
Yes.
so they continue indulging and indulging without any solution to their problem, because whatever the solution they have is very temporary. Once they are back to themselves again, they go back to their usual self, and they feel like the problem is still there. So now this back and forth is what causes depression.
That's what leads to depression. For people that abuse drugs.
Yes, that's the link between depression and substance abuse, because you think there's a solution in the substance,
okay,
but in your continuous use of the substance,
as problem no dey finish.
Do you understand? So the best way is just find solution out of the drug, outside of the use of the.
I want you to look at it from the flip side. What about people that get depressed first? Someone that is depressed.
Okay, depressed
now,
already.
Yes.
Now
results into using drugs.
That's adding more problem to the depression already on ground.
Okay.
And I wouldn't blame them too. I think the only advice I would give to anyone that is depressed, that is not a result of substance abuse, is to get help out of drugs, seek help outside drugs.
Proper medical help.
Indulging in drug to cure depression is like you are even poisoning, you are fueling the depression.
You're adding petrol,
because there's a very big semblance between depression and substance abuse, indulging in substance abuse. Okay. So it's like you are fueling the fire already there by you saying you want to cure depression and going into substance and like that. No, you are compounding the problem. So the best way is just seek help outside drug. That's the solution to that, I suppose.
Oluwabiggy. Boys they depressed. Maybe boys they depressed for street. Maybe something down. Maybe he fail exam or one thing.
Or he's broke.
Or he just
Saba J town like this.
Don't just
Saba don't visit town for him.
Don't say okay, you get depressed. Can't go to do drug.
For person we never did do one before, someone that is not fully into it, should not try it when it's depressed. The main thing that causes the abuse is the depression. Let me tell you something. I've been there before. This drug of its thing always have its own side effects.
Sure.
Even you can't see inside of yourself, right. But what you can even feel, what you can imagine, and immediately the drug is leaving your body, and immediately the drug is leaving your body, depression is going to set in. So immediately the depression is setting in. You understand? So you don't have any choice to go and get more drugs. You understand? So to kill the depression again. So the best thing is that when you are not into it, don't fall into it. When you are depressed, like you said, seek for help. Talk to people. Yes, talk to people, and you can do something else. Just don't go into drug. Then what make all these things just going more crazier and going, it's just the depression. In all drugs you do, Oloja everybody. In anything you do, in any drugs you do, the moment the drug is wiping up of the body, depression always sets in immediately. So you don't have any choice than to go and do more of it. So you keep doing it. So it's going to be part of you. When you don't do it, you won't be okay. You won't be yourself anymore. And they call something fake feelings. Yes, that's drug.
Yeah.
Fake feelings.
Yeah, it's only pushing you forward. It's only
induced feelings.
Yes, sure you understand. For the meantime,
mirage.
Sure you understand. So that's it. When you don't do it, don't do it. When you are doing it already, just find help as well. Help is for people that have been doing it, and people that they don't do it at all. You can seek help. Just don't go into it. Don't go into it. And if you are into it, you can manage your lifestyle with it. There's limits for everything in life. You understand?
Yeah. So about seeking help, is there anything that anyone who is into substance abuse, like deep into it, is there any way they can seek help?
Of course. Yeah. But actually, the first help they can get from us is empathy. Okay. We shouldn't see them as we shouldn't stigmatize them. We should not reject them. That's why I coined out the name Tolu Oloja, because I want to
Yes.
just to give them that sense of belonging. Say, me and you will be the same. So you can indulge in me.
They can see you as a brother.
Exactly. So now, we have rehabilitation centers
In Nigeria.
Yes, of course.
Are
Even
they
in
active?
Ogbomoso, very active. There's one that was just commissioned recently by the NDLA, the
Wow.
new chairman, in collaboration with Ogbomoso Fest. Ogbomoso Fest, that's an initiative that is so much into how to curb substance abuse. They are working together with the NDLA in Ogbomoso here.
Wow.
So with Drug Free Club too. So what we do is, if there are such instances, the director of medical service in Lautech too is a patron of the club. So it's someone that we can walk up to and say, oh, this person needs help. So in any way you can render help, either through the teaching hospital or through rehabilitation centers, you definitely do.
Will people not be scared to come out?
That's the problem. If you know that there's no reason being scared, you are in this already. You are coming for help. Don't be afraid of the law.
If you really want to help yourself,
there's no need to be
don't
scared.
have to be scared.
You don't have to be scared at this point again. You need help. So just come out. Okay, this is
to
what I need.
human is to err. And
Yes, exactly.
Everybody needs
That's
help.
the place of empathy.
Yes.
Someone who is empathetic, anybody in this field should be empathetic towards drug abusers and be able to understand their plight. That most of them they are just product of their environment. So they should not be condemned for any reason. For any reason, they should not be condemned or abandoned or stigmatized. They should be seen as, okay, this is someone that's just walked astray and needs help and is coming back. So just render whatever help you can. Don't stigmatize, most importantly. Let them know that there's still very much hope for them. And look at people on the streets, like these street urchins. Most of them don't have a hope of the future, and that's why they just feel like there's nothing I want to use my life for again. So that's why I say I used to say this something, freedom through vision. Like, okay, the book says he that indulges is blind and cannot see afar off. What I understand that place to be is that if you see yourself going somewhere, take for example, one celebrity that just lost his life now, is probably at a peak, if not up to the peak of his career yet. Had it been he had known that this would take his life, he would have been careful being young, that okay, at this time of the day where I'm supposed to be enjoying all my labors in time past, that's because of my past indulgence, I could not wait to enjoy the fruit of my labors. So now someone who sees himself going somewhere in the future should be able to stay clear of things that will probably cut the life short. That's just
okay. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching Room 626 today. Make sure you click the subscribe button so as to get notified when next we drop a new video. Catch you later.
See you next.